Hi everyone, welcome to Michelle on the Money. This is all about your money from consumer to business news in the bi-state. We're starting with $730 million. That is the whopping estimate on the cost of tornado debris removal in the city of St. Louis. Now, according to our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal, the figure comes from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The city is calling on the federal agency to help with debris removal, which will cut down on the cost to the city and the state. We want to remind everyone that the deadline for storm survivors of the May 16th tornado to apply for federal help is now less than a week away. The cutoff is actually August 26th. For more information on how to apply, you can text the word FEMA to 314-425-5355 and we will send you a link. More than a dozen homes in St. Louis are being tested for radioactive waste. This comes in addition to the 6 homes already scheduled for demolition because of contamination. The affected houses are on Cades Cove near Coldwater Creek in Florissant. The contamination traces back to the production of the atomic bomb here in St. Louis. These additional homes are not expected to be demolished, but homeowners remain deeply concerned about what's ahead.
I'm still making the house payments. I'm by myself. I don't have, great, let's sell the house, but who's going to buy a house that has nuclear waste in their backyard? No one's going to buy that house.
Well, this new round of sampling is meant to be extra data for remediation designs. Now, we are also continuing to follow developments in St. Charles. The developers behind a proposed data center have now withdrawn their application, but that didn't stop hundreds of residents and union members from flooding the city council meeting early this week to voice their opinions on this project. Lots of moving pieces here, but a company known as Project Cumulus pulled its request for a permit after weeks of public opposition. Residents have raised concerns about its potential environmental impact, and union members who support the project for its job creation potential. Well, Missouri's only accredited tiger sanctuary is closing its gates for good. Crown Ridge Tiger Sanctuary has operated in St. Genevieve County since 2004. It will hold its final public tour on September 28th, and no reason was given for the closure, but 2 of the big cats will be transferred to an animal refuge in Arkansas. There will not be a Taste of Black St. Louis this year. Organizers announced that they were canceling the food festival. It was supposed to take place next month at Soldiers Memorial, but organizers blamed the loss of a corporate sponsorship and multiple vendors. The city of Chesterfield will soon be a landlord. The city council approved the $17 million purchase this week of a fully licensed office building and parking garage. This is all located near the downtown Chesterfield development. And according to our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal, the purchase will help meet some, but not all of the parking demand of that mixed-use development and the Chesterfield Amphitheater. We have a consumer alert for AT&T customers. You could be eligible for thousands of dollars in cash payments. This is all part of a major $177 million settlement covering 2 data breaches from last year. Customers impacted by either breach are eligible and will receive an email. Those impacted by both could receive up to $7,500. That deadline to submit a claim is November 18th. We also have a warning to parents about one of the summer's hottest toys. Just last week, if you remember, our Verify team showed you how to spot the differences between Labubu dolls and the fake Lafufu dolls. Well, now the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission warns that those knockoff toys actually pose a pretty serious risk of choking and death to small children. Real Labubus have 9 teeth and a Pop Mart logo embossed on the left foot. Well, if your kid has a cell phone, listen up here, because Missouri schools are now a no phone zone. Cell phones and devices are now banned in K-12 schools all across the state. Governor Mike Kehoe signed it into law last month, and phones will be allowed in emergencies and to accommodate a student's disability or medical needs. But several other states have embraced and enacted similar laws to eliminate distractions as well as improve mental health. Going device-free might give students a whole new perspective. Sherman Chow shows us the benefits it may have on their eyes.
Kids love their devices, from games and gossip to social media and scrolling. William and Gabe are Lamar High School students.
How much time do you figure you spend a day on your phone or an electronic device? I'd say like 5 hours a day.
At night, definitely like a good 3 hours probably.
That's actually relatively good. Experts say on average, kids between 8 and 18 spend 7.5 hours a day using screens to play, study, and work.
No redness, no pain.
No.
Awesome.
A generation ago, 1 in 4 kids worldwide were nearsighted. Today, it's more than 1 in 3.
That is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy.
UT physicians Dr. Stephanie Handel explains constantly focusing on near work literally reshapes your eye.
So anything that's kind of fingertips and closer, it's causing those muscles inside the eye to send signals to the brain that the eye's just not quite long enough. So the longer the eye grows, the more nearsighted they become.
The optometrist prescribes medicated contact lenses to help slow the progression of the disease in children.
So to help reduce digital eye strain, experts recommend that every 20 minutes you take a break from your device for 20 seconds and focus on something that's 20 feet away. Oh, margaritas. Chance you might actually do it?
Probably not.
Well, here's another recommendation then. Experts suggest spending at least 2 hours a day outside because studies indicate exposure to sunlight, focusing on items near and far, along with other benefits, can help lower the risk of nearsightedness.
The American Academy of Ophthalmology recommends that children undergo several eye screenings as they grow up. There is an effort now to keep students fed throughout the school year. Operation Food Search is teaming up with St. Louis City and county libraries for after-school refuel. Last year, the program served more than 59,000 free meals.
You know, the food insecurity rate for kids in St. Louis County is 17.4%. The food insecurity rate for kids in St. Louis City is about 31%. So we want to make sure that we're meeting the needs for kids in the after-school hours, over the weekend through our Operation Backpack program.
And we want to mention that your student can get free after-school meals throughout the school year at the 5 St. Louis City libraries listed on your screen there. And then food will also be served at 4 county branches. A couple of notes: the meals must be eaten on site and are for kids ages 5 to 18. Speaking of feeding your kids, if you are strapped for cash, we have compiled a list of restaurants that let kids eat free, mostly with the purchase of an adult meal. Today and every Tuesday, kids can eat at Bob Evans for free after 4 p.m. and through the app. And then Ruby Tuesday also lets kids eat for free on Tuesday nights and then all day Friday. Chili's gives free kids meal coupons to reward members, but the best deal that we found was IHOP. IHOP gives free kids meals every day from 4 until 10 as long as you purchase an adult meal. And then Pizza Hut is another great place to save a buck on Tuesdays. The restaurant chain is extending its $2 personal pan pizza deal that happens only on Tuesdays. The deal is good for carry-out only, and you can get up to 4 at a time. You can also order in-store or in the Pizza Hut app. Well, you might be tossing, shoes that your parents or grandparents would have repaired. That is actually still an option because shoe cobbler shops still exist. Allison Gormley shows us how to fix and save your money while keeping shoes out of the landfill.
It's a family business fixing shoes.
My grandfather was a shoemaker, and his grandfather was a shoemaker.
Dad Dominic Mina and son Nick Mina run Hackey Instant Shoe Repair at the Greenwood Park Mall.
Nick's been here probably, I'd say, since he was 13.
The two take shoes, purses, and belts in rough shape and turn them into something new again.
A lot of this stuff now is very expensive to buy new. So if you can double the life of them for a small repair fee, it makes it worthwhile.
For example, leather cowboy boots that can cost hundreds of dollars.
A lot of these come in because they're too tight in here, they're too tight in the calf. We open these up and put zippers in them. Sometimes we make the heels higher or lower.
The straps are wore out.
Mina said another reason customers come to them, they want to hold on to something special.
People have their favorite purse or their favorite jacket or favorite boots, and they want to keep them.
Yeah.
We called a few cobblers to get some price ranges, and high heel replacements range from $15 to $25. Resold shoes between $40 and $125, a belt extension between $25 and $45, and finally a new purse strap, $25 and up. Fixing accessories when possible is also better for the environment. It's estimated the U.S. sent more than 9 million tons of clothing and footwear to a landfill just in 2018. That's almost 2,500 full garbage trucks every day for that year. A MENA mission to preserve possessions, the planet, and a family legacy.
And the Shoe Service Institute of America reports shoe repair shops nationwide have actually dwindled from, get this, 100,000 in the 1930s to just a few thousand today. Finally, Campbell's Chunky is cracking open a collaboration with one of the oldest breweries in the country. It's working with Pabst Blue Ribbon. Campbell's is now releasing 2 new beer-flavored chunky soups next month. One is cheese with potatoes and chorizo. The other is beef, bacon, and beer chili with beans. The specialty soups will be available only at Walmart. I don't think it sounds half bad. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for watching Michelle on the Money. For more money stories like these, be sure to join me every day on Today in St. Louis starting at 5 o'clock. We'll see you again next weekend right here on the 5+ app.